Hi there everyone and welcome to Thinking Agile, a place where we take real world problems when trying to implement Agile within the working environment. We will then submit those to our professional Scrum Trainers who will then explain what methods they would suggest to use within that scenario. You can submit your questions to agile@adaptdev.co.uk or you can go to our website and use our contact form. We will then try to notify you if your question has been answered.
Another question that's come in is remote working for the Scrum Master. And okay, we'll look at this from two perspectives. Yes, because COVID is mentioned in the question, and can we continue in the remote working remotely post-COVID? So I was certainly of the view, my preference is that part of the Scrum Master's job is to hear what's going on around them, right? One of the skills they really need to develop is listening in to what's happening within the environment around them and hearing what's going on and seeing what's going on, right? And to do that remotely in a closed review where all you're seeing is your computer monitor or your laptop screen, I don't think that's very effective. I mean, my word name for your laptop screen is your 14-inch window in the world. If that's what you're staring at, then you'll tend to miss everything that's going on around you, right? So it depends on how teams really reform again after COVID. Are we going to always reform in offices? And I don't think that's a good thing to be doing. I'm not an advocate for that either. I don't, I'm not somebody who's saying go back to the way it was or, the normal. So I wouldn't look for that. So how do we then try and get some benefit from the idea that the Scrum Master really needs to understand and hear things going on in the environment around them, but being distributed, and let's take the view of being distributed rather than remote from the other people, right? And the reason I say Scrum Masters kind of need to develop that skill is if you listen and watch what's going on around you, you'll pick up on what some of the issues are. If you as a Scrum Master go up to the development team members or the developers within the Scrum team and say, what do you think are the issues of the day? You might get what's at the front of their mind, but you're not really going to get an in-depth view. And from a lot of people, it's really nothing, it's fine. So you really need to hear the conversations as much as you can. So how do you replicate that in a more digital world? And so some of it is a case of not really thinking of distributed as being, okay, well, I'll connect in for the Zoom meeting, right? And thinking distributed more as where you're basically working on maybe working under a camera or some other type of way of bringing you into a virtual environment, whether that be via, I think camera is the most feasible at the moment. They kind of connect controllers and things like that. Again, they're using cameras, and at some point we might get to the idea of whether some type of scanner virtually brings you into an environment, but webcams are liable to be the thing. I've already worked with teams where you have webcams from different perspectives viewing down on the team. So you have the individual camera, so you get the view that you're getting of me now where I'm talking to the camera. Or you have the camera that's up in the corner of the room that's looking down at the team. So you get that wider angle, and as somebody distributed from that environment, you get both of those. So are we going to more individualize that type of thing where there's almost two views that you get of the person, and you're not always just on Zoom meetings in distributed world. And in that way then maybe a Scrum Master might be able to pick up and hear on the nuances of the conversations that are going back and forth. But I think there's going to be something that emulates that idea of the Scrum Master being in the equivalent of a bullpen where many people are pair programming or mob programming or mob working on any type of product, working on a production line in a mob manner and hearing what's going on and seeing what's going on in the environment in order for that. I think without that, there is a slight loss of effectiveness of the Scrum Master in that role, because it's more. Yeah, I just think there'd be a slight loss from it in the perspective of you can't actually pick up on the nuances of what people are actually saying and what difficulties they're facing without them, primarily coming up to you and telling you directly. Okay, thank you. Bye now.